on the mountainside. Leaves are blooming in the ash tree. Robin's looking for something sweet. Where I'm sitting beneath the eaves, not one drop will find me. A little seedling is breaking through, persistent as the thought of you. Looking out into a sea of green, thinking on the years and miles that lie between. It seems so long ago, but you're still on my mind, you know. I go walking through the trees, the water dances over stones. The April morning is clean and new, but a breeze has brought the thought of you. Looking out into a sea of green, thinking on the years and miles that lie between. It seems so long ago, but you're still on my mind, you know. I sat down by the riverside, fearing I could drink it dry and still not be satisfied, satisfied. The banks are full with all this rain. If they'll overflow, I can't say. The crickets calling in the firelight, and a long and gentle sleep tonight. Looking out into a sea of green, thinking on the years and miles that lie between. It seems so long ago, but you're still on my mind. Yeah, you're still on my mind, you know. You know. Still on my mind, you know.
Let me tell you about my angel, the one you never see, my everyday companion, living deep inside of me. She guides through the trenches. She gets me out of every mess. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, she's my personal GPS. Well, she leads me on my journey, she leads me to the goal. She's always on the money, never leaves me in the cold. And every time I listen, I wind up being truly blessed. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, she's my personal GPS. I'm at the fork in the road, I gotta make a choice. So much going on, I don't heed her voice, so I'll make a wrong turn. I'm feeling lost and afraid, and I hear my angel calling, recalculate. Well, I gotta pay attention, 'cause it's powerful stuff. I gotta turn it on, and I gotta turn it up. 'Cause every time I do it, you know I'm guaranteed success. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, she's my personal GPS. Play it for me, fellas. You bad boy. Lost and lonely, I'm drifting in the dark. Will I ever find a harbor? I don't see it on the chart. Well, some saying no, but someone else is whispering yes, yes, yes. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, she's my personal GPS. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, crystal clear and never muddy. She's my Watson, she's my Tano, never tardy, always pronto. She's my Sherpa, she's my guide, never runs and never hides. Truly awesome, she's the best, she's my personal GPS. My personal GPS. She's my personal GPS. Yes, she is. She's my personal GPS. Yes, yes.
The night is louder than it's been before. I hear it knocking on my walls and doors, saying soon enough, it's time to go. But these precious hours, I keep you close. Of all the nights in recent memory, there were so many you were far from me, and I just hurt my heart, keeping lonely time, wishing yours was there to echo mine. If the papers would all print old news, they'd say I'm still in love with you. Let the years go by, it remains the same. What we've got is gold, and what it's worth won't change. Well, I fear I turned you upside down when I tore you it's alright to ease my mind. Though you told me so 1,000 times. If the papers would all print old news, they'd say I'm still in love with you. Let the years go by, it remains the same. What we've got is gold, and what it's worth won't change. All along the road, these faces seem to come and go, but yours, my love, will never fade. If the papers would all print old news, they'd say I'm still in love with you. Let the years go by, it remains the same. What we've got is gold, and what it's worth won't change. Won't change.
If life is a comedy, the part that we play is never as clear as it could be. Or maybe a drama, who is to say? But it always turns out as it should be. And if I am a player who's played his part well and did it with humor and grace, when I die, give me a standing ovation, a celebration for a job well done. No need to cry, it's not my final destination. I'll be at the station when the train comes by. You write your own story as the pages unfold, but you're never quite sure of the ending. Maybe it's destiny, maybe it's choice, maybe we're all just pretending. In the tale of a lifetime, if it all comes around and you only receive what you're sending, when I die, give me a standing ovation, a celebration for a job well done. No need to cry, it's not my final destination. I'll be at the station when the train comes by. Some have it easy, some have it all. Some work so hard for so little. We sink to the bottom and we rise to the top, but mostly wind up in the middle. The more we are different, just one more who's worked through the riddle. And when I die, give me a standing ovation, a celebration for a job well done. No need to cry, it's not my final destination.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to another week of Inside Live. I'm Alice Howe.
And I'm Freebo, and we're happy to be with you another Wednesday evening. Thank you for being with us. We've got a wonderful special guest tonight, my old buddy David Roth. I think you'll really enjoy him.
Yes, we can't wait to welcome David. And before we get started, I just want to say you are listening to WPVM LP in Asheville, North Carolina, 103.7 on the dial, and globally at WPVMFM.org. And we are streaming live with video on Facebook and YouTube. You can find us if you look up me, Alice Howe, Music, or Freebo's fan page on Facebook, and then you can join in the chat. And thanks to everybody who's watching on either of those platforms. If you could hit the share button on Facebook, that helps more folks find the show. So here we go. Feliz Cinco de Mayo. We're going to start off with a song that was requested a couple weeks ago, and we finally pulled it together for you guys. Now that I've lost everything to you, you say you want to start something new, and it's breaking my heart you're leaving. Baby, I'm grieving, but if you want to leave, take good care. Hope you got a lot of nice things to wear, but then a lot of nice things turn bad out there. Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. It's hard to get by just upon a smile. Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. Remember you like a child, girl. You know I've seen a lot of what the world can do, and it's breaking my heart in two, because I never want to see you sad, girl. Don't be a bad girl, but if you want to leave, take good care. Hope you make a lot of nice friends out there, but just remember there's a lot of bad, and beware. Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. It's hard to get by just upon a smile. Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. I always remember you like a child, girl. La 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 la. La 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 la. Baby, I love you, but if you wanna leave, take good care. Hope you got a lot of nice friends out there. Remember, there's a lot of bad, and beware. Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. It's hard to get by just upon a smile. Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. I always remember you like a child, girl. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We got to talking about good old Cat Stevens a couple weeks ago on Inside Live, and somebody requested that we do a little bit of his wonderful music. So
Wonderful music.
there you go. And thanks everybody who's in the chat. Nice to see you all. And should we welcome our wonderful guest?
Yeah, let's bring in David Roth.
So David, come on over here. Hi.
There you are. Hey.
Greetings. I love that you started with Cat Stevens / Yusuf Islam. You know, I
Yes.
worshipped the Tea for the Tillerman album for many years, way back.
One of the best.
Me too.
Absolutely.
Just
Beautiful.
classic. What happened to your guitar? It shrunk.
Many influences have led me to this. Actually, the great story behind this uke. I'm in LA, not at home at world headquarters of David Roth Music on Cape Cod. But several years ago, my mom, Gloria, who's sitting beside me here, wanted to surprise me for a Christmas visit. And so she, a former professional big band singer in our hometown of Chicago, went to a local music store here in LA. It wasn't McCabe's, but some other place, and bought an ukulele, bought a 365 songbook, and wanted to play Que Sera Sera for me on the ukulele when I came out as a holiday surprise. What ended up happening, oh, she just hit her phone. Jeez. What ended up happening was that she hurt her wrist and couldn't do it. But now there's a resident ukulele here at my mom's house, here for me anytime I want it. But this is what she bought,
great.
so she could surprise me to play a song on it.
Oh, beautiful. Well, why don't you entertain us with one of those songs?
I will try, and hearing you in the sound check and doing all this, this may be the perfect song for the one and only time in its existence. Oh, I am a musician of incredible success. I don't have a day job that's successful, I would guess. I ply my trade most night times when most other folks are free. I tour and I travel for a fee. When I pull into my driveway after many miles and treks, I hug and kiss my lovely wife, and then we have some dinner, and then it's time to make up for the time that I was gone. I've got a honey-do list that is very, very long. Laundry has been piling up while I've been gallivanting. Those lilies by the Buddha are in need of some transplanting. My wife has been here working while I've been out there wandering. Still some questions linger on that I have been a-pondering. Does Randy Newman wash a dish? Does Dylan take out trash? Was Fluffy's little litter box kept clean by Johnny Cash? Did Lennon lift a finger around the house from dusk till dawn? Does Joni Mitchell ever mow the lawn? Now I would not compare myself to those iconic folks. Still I write my share of serious songs and tasteful jokes. Yet every now and then as I unpack, I often find a curious thought meandering through an overactive mind. Does Cat Stevens ever wash his car? Did Chapin trim a tree? Do Crosby, Stills, and Nash divide the household chores by 3? Does Clapton never clean up clutter? Did Joplin clean a John? Here we go! Does Joni Mitchell ever mow the lawn? Those kits for making furniture, did Springsteen ever build one? Or water buckets for the plants, did Elvis ever fill one? Not to mention schlepping, shopping, sorting out the chores. Does Gordon Lightfoot go and get his own prescription pills? Oh, now you get the picture. I do all that stuff and more, but I'll gladly pull my weight at home and sweetly sweep the floor. Yet every now and then as I unpack, I often find a curious thought meandering through this overactive mind. Does Paul McCartney wash the dog? Does Freebo drive to town? Were Pooch's little poopies ever scooped by Jackson Brown? Does JT move the boxes in the basement with his brawn? Does Joni Mitchell ever mow the lawn? Does John Prine ever wash and peel a prawn? Does Carole King cut out a fuku pond? Does Joni Mitchell ever mow the lawn?
We were singing with you at the end there.
That's wonderful. God, David.
That's brilliant.
When did you write that?
That is a great idea. Like, I've never heard anyone go there in a
That's
song
wonderful.
before. That is truly a new thought.
Well, Freebo, you'll know this. Our friend Penny Nichols, our school friend Penny Nichols has had me at her songwriting camp since 1999 called Summer Songs. Penny passed away in October of 2017, and I became its executive director. So it's a level playing field for artists of any level to come together and form an intentional writing community. We have a great time. In one year, I think I was doing homework in my own class and came up with that song. So there you go, with a slight modification to include one of our hosts, in the end
Thank
there.
you.
I love that.
Thank you for that. I'm honored to be included among all those icons.
Well, you have your place, my friend. You have your place.
Well, I don't know what it is, but I guess I have it.
So, David, since this is an interview show, I would like to ask you how you got started as a musician. Were you a child always interested in music? Maybe your mom could give us a little backstory, but could you tell us about your early musical influences and just how you got to be this guy traveling around the world playing your songs and teaching and everything that you do?
In short, how did you become David Roth?
Yeah.
First of all, when you say the word teaching, I will often say in my classes, I am here to teach you regarding songwriting that which cannot be taught. So, the idea there is that everyone has their own process. So we just get together and give permission. That's kind of what we do. But going back to my youth, my dad ran a famous nightclub in Chicago called the Shapery, where everybody from the Rat Pack on down, most famous people in the world would come and do their nightclub act when they were in Chicago. And my mom was a professional big band singer, and as glamorous as anyone you ever saw. Beautiful, and a songbird, truly. We were talking earlier today about what we felt our gifts were in this world, and my mom said, well, I can't really think of any. I said, Mom, your gift is your song and your voice, by all means. So I kind of grew up around that, but I didn't get a lot of encouragement because my father was a Russian Jewish immigrant and hoped his only son would become a lawyer or a doctor, or an accountant, or a cantor, or a rabbi, anything with a shred of credibility. And that didn't happen, and I tried some of those things. I tried to stay away from music, but I couldn't. And anytime I was feeling disconnected or wondering why I was even here on this earth, I always came back to my guitar as a very shy kid and found the thing that I loved, when I would sing and play and feel the molecules integrate with one another, how the guitar feels against your body, how it feels to close your eyes. And as Cat Stevens so beautifully modeled for me in the 70s, how to get lost in your song, how to inhabit it and not perform it, And that's what I took from him. And when I think of the great performers, I think of those, and still something I strive towards, is those who inhabit their songs and let other people watch.
I love that. Inhabiting, not performing.
Yeah.
And you can always feel when someone's performing and not inhabiting. And for me as an audience member, it's kind of, you just know, and it's harder to connect. There's really not anything to grab onto. I think it's so much more human to be in the music, whether you wrote it or not.
Yeah, you can feel the ego in it as opposed to just channeling the song and delivering the message and the emotion. But I love what you said, David. I know as a guitar player, the first time I picked up a guitar, and first I picked up the ukulele, which is really hard to tune. My dad got me a real cheap one, learned a couple chords. It was always a challenge to get it in tune.
Oh, did it have those old pegs?
The old pegs are really hard, and it was really a toy, but I just really worked hard. But when I first learned to play guitar between junior and senior year of high school, and I did that, and just the sound of an E chord.
It just feels good.
I mean, and just against your body and your ear, it just felt so good. It's just a certain magic to it. That did you have piano lessons as well?
I did. Sitting behind me in my mom's house is the piano that we had as a kid. Now she, like I said, was a professional big band singer, which means, as any professional musician knows, you don't make much money. But she spent $600 on that Baldwin Acrosonic, which we still have today. And I never saw her play it much, but years later I asked her why she had purchased that piano. $600 was a lot of money back in the late 50s. He says, I just wanted to have one around the house in case you felt like you wanted to go to it. And my favorite instrument still is the piano, but the one that's easier to carry around, and the one I'm maybe a little more proficient at, is the guitar. But I love the instrument, and I've been doing a lot during COVID at home in my home studio back east with my keyboard and playing songs I never played on piano before, always on guitar, on the keyboard, and making new discoveries, as I'm sure you know, when you rearrange older songs.
For sure.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, well, we're broadcasting live to a radio station in Asheville, North Carolina, where you have spent quite a bit of time teaching at the Swananoa Gathering.
Which I so want to go to. Tom Paxton has been telling me about it for a couple years now. I'd love to go to one of the events that you teach at, David. I've never really done an intensive, week long or long weekend songwriting retreat, and I would just love to. It'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Well, Penny was smart enough to bring Freebo to Summer Songs in the early 2000s, and that's where we all met this beautiful man.
That's right.
Yeah,
What a great,
I've heard great things about.
what an
Summer
encyclopedia
Songs,
of information you are, Freebo, about all this stuff. And we were kind of in awe, I must tell you. I've gotten over that.
Thank God.
Never. We were kind of in awe. But 2 weekends ago, I attended a songwriting weekend that was put on by an old friend, Kathy Fink, called the Ola Bell Reed Songwriting Weekend. I just paid my freight and went as an attendee and took class with 30 other people over the course of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I loved it. I love to be a student. I know there's always lots to learn, and I want to be a sponge, and I'm scratching the tip of the iceberg. But whether I'm quote unquote teaching or taking, there's so much to be gained by getting together to talk about songwriting and to listen to one another in a world that, is more accustomed to listening to sound bites and has no attention span any longer.
Yeah.
No, and that's a beautiful thing, David. Just the fact that somebody of your stature, you've been doing this a long time, and you're an amazing teacher. I mean, I've taught at seminars and workshops and summer camps where you've taught, but I've also attended your seminars, your classes, and I've always learned a lot. But what I love what you just said, it's like we're never too old, or we never know too much to begin to learn some more. And so the fact that you would actually pay to go and learn some more
Says
and
a lot
sit there,
about you.
It does. It's
Well,
don't get embarrassed now. It's okay. But
It's like everyone writes differently and everyone approaches songwriting differently, and it could be something you've never thought of before. I mean, just a way to think of where to start, or whether it's about the melody and the chords, or just it's or a prompt, or whatever it might be. I think you can never stop with that creative process. There's always another way to look at it, and somebody has got perspective you never would have thought of.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tom
Paxton was one of the teachers at that thing. Tom Paxton was, and back in the old days, I've quoted Tom many times over the years for many of the brilliant things he said. And back in the old days, he said, I have to write 10 bad songs to get to one good song. So 2 weeks ago, I said, hey, Tom, we had a little Q&A with the 30 of us. I said, I remember when you said this, I feel like I'm a baby boomer. I don't feel like I have time to write the 10 bad ones. Is it okay to skip those? Try to make every song count? He says, oh yeah, that's what I'm doing too. So
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, there's a lot of folks just really responding to what we're talking about right now. And David, I'm guessing that if folks want to find out more about where you teach and some of the places you've taught, they can go to your website, davidrothmusic.com. Is that true?
Exactly. And I can tell you the three things off the top of my head, and Freebo's been to all of them. Summer songs every summer. We'll be meeting in person in the summer of 2022 again. It'll be our 24th year.
Great.
And the Cape Cod Songwriters Retreat, where I was smart enough to invite Penny Nichols and Freebo one weekend. It was the Californians and the New Englanders with
Trent Fury. Yep.
That's
She's
great.
been there. Yep. And that's really it in a nutshell. And I'm able to participate in some other camps. But it's a beautiful thing when we can leave our egos outside the door and, like I said, create a level playing field where we remind people that everybody's creative and expressive. And it's not just for the chosen few, to be looked up
Yeah.
to. Bridge to look straight across.
Yeah.
No, and I love that about you, and people who do love you as a human being and as a teacher. Really appreciate that you're so forgiving and you're so nurturing and you're so supportive, and it's taken me a while to try and I've learned a lot from you is in teaching especially when somebody presents a song. It's easy to look and see what's wrong with it. It's not so easy to go, wait a second, where's the diamond in the rough, and start from that perspective. And it's just a really good life lesson in general. It really is. So I love that about you.
You know, I refer to my friend Tom Kimmel, who you know, the great songwriter, who, if I'm remembering this right, said that one of his school teachers gave him the Stars and Wishes format for giving feedback on a song. You know, Michael Smith, the great late Michael Smith, once said, "You should never give feedback on anybody else's song ever, unless they ask." So, when you get to a feedback class, Tom's teacher, if I've got this right, said, when you hear a work in progress, you give it the stars first. What do you love about this work in progress?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is, if this were my song, what would I do? And I've employed this beautiful way of giving constructive and useful feedback to other writers and taking it myself in the same way. And credit Tom for introducing me to that concept.
Yeah, and it's a tricky balance too, because you don't want to just say, "Wow, that's great." You know you have something that you can impart that might help that person become better because they're there to become better. At the same time, it's really sensitive, and like you say, what was it called? What was the term? Stars and
Wishes.
Stars and wishes.
I love
And
that.
this is
like
under
that.
the umbrella of, when I do a feedback class for works in progress, my class is called Grain of Salt, which is what everybody, including me, should take everything said in that room with.
Or two.
I
But
love
a
that.
songwriter gets to make the final decisions, you know, whether
Yeah.
it's anybody in the room. You get to make the final decision on your song, and this is where we don't enter the land of right or wrong. If you feel
That's true. Well, David, while we have you, one of the things that I think you do as well or better than anybody else is you're very good with story songs. You come up with a story, something you might read in a newspaper, or some sort of. Well, I'll tell you what. Rather than me talk about it, if you would play one of those, maybe the one. I love the one about. I
Here it
love the
comes.
one about the race, about the kid who in the race, and you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to give it away, but it's just a beautiful song. It's so inspirational and compassionate and empathetic, and you do it so well.
Well, thanks. I can do that one. Some interesting things have happened with this song. It was licensed by a book publisher in India, one of the largest book publishers in the world, to be included in a textbook about getting Indian kids to learn English as a second language. And they contacted me about permission to print the words to this song, and it's been in over 100,000 school books in India.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
I know.
That is too
Wow.
cool.
It's crazy. And I got like 13,000 rupees the first time. And when they told me that, I said, I can retire. And then I went to my online calculator and saw $180 in my checking account. But you know what? It was priceless that the kids got to hear this song, which is based on a true story. The athletes had come from all over the country to run for the gold, for the silver and bronze. Many the weeks and the months of their training, and all coming down to these games. The spectators gathered around the old field for cheering on all these young women and men. And the final event of the day was approaching. Excitement grew high to begin. The blocks were all lined up for those who would use them. The 100-yard dash was the race to be run. There were 9 resolved athletes in back of the starting line, poised for the sound of the gun. And the signal was given, the pistol exploded, and so did the runners, all charging ahead. But the smallest among them, he stumbled and staggered, and fell to the asphalt instead. He gave out a cry in frustration and anguish, his dreams and his efforts all dashed in the dirt. But as sure as I am standing here telling the story, the same goes for what next occurred. The 8 other runners pulled up on their heels, the ones who had trained for so long to compete. One by one they all turned round, and they went back to help him, and they brought that young boy to his feet. Then all the 9 runners joined hands and continued the 100-yard dash, now reduced to a walk. And a banner above that said Special Olympics could not have been more on the mark. For that's how the race ended, with 9 gold medals. They came to the finish line holding hands still, and a standing ovation and 9 beaming faces said more than these words ever will. That's how the race ended, with 9 gold medals. They came to the finish line holding hands still, and a banner above that said Special Olympics said more than these words ever will. So much more than these words ever will.
Why does that just immediately bring a tear to the eye?
Gets me every time.
You know, that's the song. That's how I met Penny Nichols way back. We were both at the Napa Valley Folk Festival in California. Never met each other, and I played that in my set. And she came up to me because she has a brother with different abilities, Rory Nichols, who many of us know of. And that's how we became friends. She invited me to her first summer songs in 1999 because of hearing that song. So you never know what a song may do or who it may connect you with.
It's so true.
And did you read an article somewhere about that, or that inspired the song?
In the late 80s, I was at a conference in Florida, the International New Thought Alliance, even back then. And one of the keynote speakers was referencing this story, and it took place in Marin County, California. But he told about how all these runners had stopped to help the one who had fallen so they could walk across the finish line together.
Wow.
Even back then, I was able to pay attention to that one, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, and Alice and I talk about this all the time, but, you know, what inspires songs? I mean, something like that, a story. I know for me, they come in all different ways. Sometimes it's an inspiration, and I want to share a song with you that I wound up co-writing with our good friend Harold Payne and J.D. Martin and Jan Garrett. And they were in L.A.
Ooh, my fave. I love this song.
And Harold lives in L.A. And I live in L.A. And we got together one day, the 4 of us. And as you know, sometimes when 4 people get together, it can be a little difficult on everybody agreeing. So we came up with what we thought were some pretty good ideas, and everybody was contributing what seemed to be equally, or at least well enough. And then, as often happens, it kind of bogged down. And it just bogged down, and it didn't go very well, and we left. I remember I left kind of disappointed because it had such promise at the start. And about 5 years later, apparently Harold was going over some tapes, a work tape, and he heard it. And he went, you know, there's some really good stuff in here. And he sent it to Jan and JD, and they went, you know, there's some really good stuff in here. And they tweaked it a little bit, and they submitted it to the Posse Awards, of which you have won many, and I've been nominated and won a few. And they submitted it, and it won. And while I was playing bass with them on that song, I actually got an email saying, congratulations, Freebo, you've won a Posse Award. And I thought, that's interesting. I didn't submit anything. But it turns out I did through Jan and JD. And as I was playing bass on this song with their arrangement, I thought, you know, this is a pretty good song. I like this song. So When we were down the first session with Alice in Muscle Shoals, which we're going to go back and do her entire record there in July. We're really excited about it. I thought, well, this would be a good song with my arrangement, kind of like a Philadelphia R&B type of thing, to get the band. And so I kind of snuck this one in. That's going to be on my
You snuck it
record.
in on my session.
Yeah, I did.
It's okay.
And this is the acoustic version of that song, but I'd like to share it with you. It's called Everything to Do with Love.
And I got to contribute hand claps, I just want to say.
You did.
That was a real highlight for me.
I had a dream, a vision. I woke up singing in the middle of the night, 'cause the world had finally got it right. It had nothing to do with history, which I had lost to one. It had everything to do with love. When you hear a voice calling somewhere inside you, saying you're not alone, and the music fills your heart with hope. It's got nothing to do with boundaries, thinking you gotta be tough. It's got everything to do with love. It's got everything to do with love. With our differences behind us, the world looks new. Maybe something as simple as kindness can see us through. Well, it takes as long as it takes, and you know it. When the moment is right, you hear somebody singing in the morning light. There's so much hope to hold on to, so many songs to be sung. It's got everything to do with love. It's got everything to do with love.
Everything to do with love.
I had a dream, a vision. I woke up singing in the middle of the night, 'cause the world had finally got it right. There's so much hope to hold on to, so many songs to be sung. It's got everything to do with love. It's got everything to do with love. Everything to do with love.
Yeah, I love that song. I've heard that before. That's worth coming back to, my friend. That's just,
It sure is.
I love that
Hey,
short.
you guys,
Yeah.
I'm obligated to say the following. You are listening to Inside Live with Alice Freebo on WPVM, the voice of Asheville.
Uh-huh.
Woo! We love you, Asheville.
We do.
My friends up the road in Black Mountain.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Yeah, hopefully they're listening.
I hope so, too.
Yeah. Alice, you want to do a song? You
Yeah.
haven't done one yet. Maybe I could play a little bit of bass.
Sure. I know that
Have,
bass.
have you heard Alice sing yet, David?
Oh, are you kidding?
I'm not
Yeah,
kidding.
no,
I'm serious.
We've seen...
I've heard this girl. I've heard her at the Land's End Inn in Provincetown, Massachusetts.
Exactly.
Oh, of course.
That's what I was
How
going to
could
say.
how could I forget?
A couple days ago sang Case of You on a beautiful video that's on the internet.
Thank you, David. Thanks. God, I just dream of going back to the Land's End Inn.
No, we love that place.
It is such a beautiful place in Provincetown. One day. How is Massachusetts holding up? It's been a while. I miss my home state.
Yeah, people there are, it's a mixed bag like every other state. You have these and those and thems, and that's about all I'll say about that.
You got the massholes, you got the... Just kidding. I'm allowed to say that.
You're allowed
I'm
to say
from
that.
there.
It's not one of the 7 deadly words.
We all have our moments.
We do.
All right, well, here's a newer song. And I want to mention also, since David brought it up, if you guys haven't seen the video, I just put out the video for A Case of You, and you can find it on my YouTube channel. And it's a really special live performance in the studio with Freebo playing bass and MB Gordy on drums, and it's the track that I released as a single last month, so it's the live studio video, and you can find it at youtube.com/Alice Howe Music. And this is a song that's going to be on the new record. It's called Line by Line. Wouldn't call it early, but it's not too late. I played my hand, I gotta leave the rest to fate. I could lie here crying, or try to understand. My chips are gone, I can't make no more demands. Well, it's hard to face it. I let it get so bad. I stuck a knife into the life I had. Nobody made me do it, and I blame myself. I wouldn't give that power, oh, to no one else. But I'm guilty. Say I'm not a bad girl, I'm just used to getting my way. I got a dreaming soul from another time, a willing heart and an open mind. If you should care to find, you can read me line by line. My daddy left me, I got a broken heart. It's a good excuse, or it's a place to start. I loved him dearly, and I watched him die. But I caught his spirit, I keep it safe inside. But I'm guilty, I got nothing more to say. I'm not a bad girl, I'm just used to getting my way. I got a dreaming soul from another time, a willing heart and an open mind. If you should care to find, you can read me line by line. I know you tried, but it wasn't enough. I had a hungry soul, boy, I ate you up. Deal another while the flames are high. There's no use waiting, baby, watch me fly. And I'm guilty, I got nothing more to say. I'm not a bad girl, I'm just used to getting my way. I got a dreaming soul from another time, a willing heart felt good.
That sounded great.
Thanks. That was one of those, you know how there's like heart-opening poses in yoga? I feel like there are heart-opening songs. Or just like, I don't know, there's something about maybe it's the key and the words and the vibe. And afterward, I just feel like I meditated or something.
Use of 3 chords, it's just doesn't have to be that complicated always, just
Thank goodness, because I don't know how to make it no more complicated than that. Ah,
Why don't you give us another one, David?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Let's
trying to get my
keep the music going.
thing in
Well, I'll just mention for folks who are watching, if you would like to support the artist for tonight's show, you can find out how to do that at alicehowe.com/support.
Excellent. Well done. Well, you did a new one, so I'm going to do a new one.
Oh, good. I dare you.
Let me ask you guys this. Have you ever been asked a question and your immediate response before you even had a chance to think about it or feel it was no, wait, no, just a default no?
Right. Yes, of course.
That's what this is about.
I can't wait.
Well, I'm glad I did that thing I didn't think I would. When I said yes instead of no, it came out pretty good. I'm glad I took that option. I'm glad I didn't run. When I said yes instead of no, I even had some fun. I'm glad I was agreeable instead of shutting down. That would have been my former self who had not been around. I saw what could be possible in filling up my cup. When I said yes instead of no, my world opened up. I'm really glad the word I said was yes. Same thing. I'm really glad the word I said was yes. When I think of all the things I might have missed, I'm really glad the word I said was yes. I'm glad you set your sights on me and how you've helped me grow. And all the things you've shared along the way I did not know. In spite of my resistance and all my stubborn ways, I circumnavigated, and here we are today. Here we go now. I'm really glad the word I said was yes. I'm really glad the word I said was yes. Oh, when I think of all the things I might have missed, I'm really glad the word I said was yes. The world is filled with naysayers, don't you know? Well, I become a yay-sayer, so here we go. I'm glad I did that thing I didn't think I would. When I said yes instead of no, it came out really good. I'm glad I took that option. I'm glad I didn't hide. When I said yes instead of no, oh, what a wild ride. I'm really glad the word I said was yes. I'm really glad the word I said was yes. When I think of all the things I might have missed, I'm really glad the word I said was yes.
another message song.
If I may be slightly cynical, can I be cynical for a second, though?
Be cynical. Come on.
I feel like I have the opposite problem, and I say yes to everything, and then I feel like it's impossible for me to say no, even when my heart is telling me to say no.
Well, that's
the other side.
That's fodder for a good song. I should have said no
and it's
when
not
I
about
said
being
yes.
a naysayer. It's just about boundaries.
Yeah.
Well, years ago, I was invited to come to a songwriting workshop at a low-income housing community on Cape Cod. The director, he knew of me and my music, and he said, I got a bunch of teenagers who are at risk, and I wonder if you consider doing a songwriting workshop with these teenagers. And when I say at risk on the Cape, it's alcohol, drugs, violence, all the things that happen anywhere else. And, oh my God, when I thought baby boomer, old fart folk singer, teenagers, I thought, this guy must be out of his mind. So we're on the phone, and he says, I really appreciate the call, and I believe the dumbest question is one not asked, but when you put the words folk singer and teenagers together, my first response is, of course I'll do it. I had to look at
How'd it go?
Oh my God. He said, did you say yes? I said, yes. And I'll tell you, it was a real moment because I'd gotten myself into this. And he said, I thought you'd say no. I said, why would I say no? About a week before the event, he called me up and said, I got 14 teenagers signed up for your workshop. And I thought, oh, great. And when I showed up there that day, there were 15 chairs in the middle of the common room at this community, and not one of the teenagers showed up. However, the chairs were full. The preteens, ages 6 through 12, had heard there was going to be music in the day room. And they were sitting down. They were on the edge of their seats when I walked in. Are you the music man? I said, yes. They said, what are we going to do today? I said, well, my name's David. I'm a songwriter. Would you guys like to spend the next hour writing a song together? And 14 kids, how many hands do you think went right up?
28.
Exactly, 28. Both of them like, yes, we want to do that. And so they taught me about that, yes, that day. And what had happened? What would have happened if I had said no? I've gotten so many rich experiences, not to mention a number of songs with these kids over the years, and songs that I really love and that I play all the time. And it would have, if I'd gone by what my mind said before my heart stepped in, I would have cut myself off from all those experiences. So that's part of this. And then, of course, my wife of many years, Tricia, taught me about saying yes to, opening me to new experiences that I would have been afraid of or reluctant to go along with. So if she's watching, this is for you, Tricia.
Oh, yay. Hi, Tricia.
Hi, Tricia.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Well, I think I don't know if I read it in The Artist's Way by Julie Cameron or Eckhart Tolle, one of those spiritual books or some sort of spiritual lesson, but very simple thing is when the universe says yes, you don't want to say no. Not a good thing. When the universe brings something to you, just say yes, and even if you don't know what it's about, just got to trust that there's a reason why this message came to you. And yeah, I got a song I want to share that I wrote with our good friend Karen Taylor Good. And as you know, and we're all in the New Thought world, one of many worlds that we place our feet in. I like to see I have my foot in many different musical worlds, one of which is a New Thought world, which is pretty much it's not really religious as much spiritual. There are certain churches, Unity and Centers for Spiritual Living, and it's for those people who are looking for a spiritual community. But maybe recovering Catholics, recovering Jews, recovering agnostics or atheists, and we find ourselves in that world, and you're a very big part of it, David, and the Posse world, short for positive music, and Karen Taylor Good and her partner Stowe Daly are two wonderful people, and we had them on the show about maybe
so great.
5-6 episodes ago. They're wonderful. But Karen and I got together, and one of those situations where you're going to write a song, and it's like, well, what are we going to write? So she said, well, I really, the whole thing about I want to write something with the word in recalculate. I like it with the whole thing about recalculating computers and GPSs. And so we got together and we wrote this song called My Personal GPS. It actually has some yes, yes, yeses in it, as a matter of fact. So I think it feels like an appropriate song to play. And Alice is going to stroke a little bass on this one as well. Ready, Alan?
Well, I hope so.
Let me tell you about my angel, the one you never see. My everyday companion, living deep inside of me. She guides me through the trenches. She gets me out of every mess. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, she's my personal GPS. Well, she leads me on my journey. She leads me to the goal. She's always on the money, never leaves me in the cold. And every time I listen, I wind up being truly blessed. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, she's my personal GPS. I'm at the fork in the road, I gotta make a choice. So much going on, I don't heed her voice. So I make a wrong turn, I'm feeling lost and afraid. Then I hear my angel calling, recalculate. Well, I gotta pay attention, this is powerful stuff. I gotta turn it on, and I gotta turn it up. Cause every time I do it, you know I'm guaranteed success. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, she's my personal GPS. Play, boy. Well, I'm floating lost and lonely. I'm drifting in the dark. Will I ever find a harbor? I don't see it on the chart. What's something going on? Somebody saying no, someone else whispering yes, yes, yes. There you got it. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, she's my personal GPS. Yeah, she is. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, crystal clear and never muddy. She's my Watson, she's my Tano, never tardy, always pronto. She's my Sherpa, she's my guide, never runs and never hides. Truly awesome, she's the best. She's my personal GPS, my personal GPS. She's my personal GPS. I say she's my personal GPS. Yes, yes.
Rocking that bass, Alice.
Oh, thank you.
What's that, David?
Rocking that bass guitar.
Oh, she is, isn't she?
Thank you. That was maybe the best I've ever played that song.
Yeah.
I actually figured out a new walk-up
Oh, good. Good.
just this time.
And that's what the bass is all about. Little walk-ups, walk down, little
It's so fun.
transitions.
You know, the woman Rogo, who was on our show a couple months ago, she's been teaching me guitar. She's been making fun of me, Freebo, because I play, like, when she's showing me a riff, like, I start playing it like a bass riff.
really?
And she's like, no, Alice, you're playing the guitar. Like, I just realized it's a whole different, you know, it's like that hand down thing. It's
That's
just
right.
a different,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we've got about 5 minutes, about 4 minutes left, David. You got a quick song and we can take out the folks from Asheville on the radio, and then we will continue. We go off the radio, but we stay on Facebook and YouTube, and we ask the folks to join us in the chat room where not only you can see us, but we can see you. So I want to say goodbye to the folks in Asheville and hello to the other folks, and take us out, David.
You know, I want to give a shout out to our mutual friend, Leanie Engels, who's having a birthday today. So
Yes.
She is. And you know what? And if Leanie and David join us in the chat, I've got something for them as well.
All right.
Well, it's been a lot of fun, and I don't mean to take this out on a more somber note, but there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, and you talked about all your co-writers. Well, I got in a room with no expectation one day at the Positive Music Awards in 2017 with J.D. Martin and Karen Drucker. And there was one thing on all of our minds after that presidential election of 2016, that day. For the last 4 years, Guadalupe checked in to the Phoenix office of immigration. Both of her kids, U.S. born. But everything changed the day they took her away. In the home of the brave, in the land of the free, we are immigrants and pilgrims and refugees from every nation, one family. When you come for Guadalupe, you come for me. For the last 2 years, Kamal made his rounds. Interfaith Medical Center, New York City. He went to Sudan to visit his mom. But everything changed, he couldn't come back, he was stranded. In the home of the brave, in the land of the free, we are immigrants and pilgrims and refugees from every nation, one family. When you come for Kamal, you come for me. Give me your tired, your poor huddled masses. This is America built by dreamers, yearning to breathe free. If I had to leave my country, what would I do? If the way I dressed was a trigger for you, if I'm not welcome here, where would I go? Could I sail away on an unknown ocean of hope? In the home of the brave, in this land of the free, we are immigrants and pilgrims and refugees from every nation, one family. When you come for Guadalupe, for Kamal, when you come for my neighbor, you come for me.
Beautiful, David.
Great way to put that.
I remember when you guys wrote that song and you you shared it for all of us. And literally, the ink was still wet, and just tears in everybody's eyes. I mean, it won an award, but just so powerful. Just a great way to share about that. The shared empathy that we should have in a country, and some of us do, and some of us don't. But just a great way to put it in art, in music, and it just paints such a compassionate picture. Really well done.
Compassion, that is the word.
It points to collaboration too, I mean, getting together with other songwriters and being willing to hear what they have to say, and them willing to hear what you have to say, yields, results that you couldn't possibly have gotten by yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Not a doubt.
Hey, now that we are off the air,
Mm-hmm.
it would be a really good time for me to say, as you guys know, those of you who watch every week, but
That's right.
we really appreciate if you can think of this as a concert that you're going to, a house concert, where you might pay $20 at the door for the 3 artists. You might pay $10 if, in this case, we do have a sliding scale. We can take whatever you are able to give. So we really appreciate your donations, and the links for that are in the chat. They are easily accessible: Venmo, PayPal. You can use a credit card on my website, and you can mail a check even if you prefer. And we just want to say that we really appreciate that. You guys have helped us continue to make music and to create. And for those who have signed up for my Patreon, thank you, and have signed up for Freebo's, thank you so much. And just know that we're splitting the money tonight with David, and we appreciate you guys. And Inside Live is only going to be going for about another month and a half.
5-6
so
weeks, yeah.
We hope you can continue to come and join us and think of this as your weekly night out until you can actually come out.
And just know that whatever you contribute, and we're splitting it, David needs bus fare back from L.A.
We got to put him on a
to
Greyhound.
Cape Cod, and it's hard to come by these days, and you're about halfway there, right, David? So,
yep,
as you shared earlier.
Yeah, no such thing as too much change.
That's right. Talk to conservatives about that. No, I can't go there. I'm sorry.
So anyway, I think there are some folks who have let themselves into the after party room. So why don't
ready
we
to open the gates?
Open the floodgates,
Yeah, and for those of you who aren't sure about this, just look on the chat, and Brandon put the information in there. The link to get into the Zoom room.
Yes. And
So not only you can see
us,
us, we can see you. You can maybe ask a question of David or Alice or myself. Maybe make a request or two. But we're going to continue to sing in a much more intimate setting.
Much more intimate, publicly on the internet.
I see. Tara Covington, welcome again. Thomas again. Carolyn. And Carolyn, thank you for the very, very sweet message. That was just wonderful what you sent. You sent 2 different ones, one to Alice and one to me. But wow, it's just so touching and just really
beautifully written.
Yeah, beautifully written. It's so nice to feel when somebody gets you, for who you are, or what's going on. It's nothing more.
Carolyn had some nice things to say about the Case of You video that
she sure did.
We much appreciated, very much.
Absolutely.
Let's see. We got the birthday girl here.
The birthday girl is here. We'll wait till a few more people join us, and then we've got a special presentation. Maybe several.
Hello, Storm. How are you, my friend?
Hey.
Oh, you know Storm, huh?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Storm and Sue. Good to see you, Sue. Good to see you, Storm. Hi.
Freebo, should we do a little
Yeah.
birthday song to kick things off here?
I think we can, let's see if I can. Okay, Alice, you take the melody, I'll take the harmony.
Okay.
And y'all can sing along. We're singing to Leanie.
But maybe don't
Leni.
actually sing along.
Well, they can sing along, but we probably won't hear you. But
Quietly.
there, hi, Leanie. Happy birthday. Hi, David. See you guys. Nice to see you. We'll give you the rock and roll version, okay? Because you're never too old to hang up your rock and roll shoes. I'll never be ready, that's for sure. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Leanie. Happy birthday. Everybody sing. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Leanie. Happy birthday to you. I'll say happy birthday, dear Leanie. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
Thank you.
Happy birthday,
Thank
Lainey.
you. Thanks. Well done.
That was great.
Aw.
Okay, open up. If you would, Brandon, just take everybody off mute so everybody at the same time can say, happy birthday, Leanie. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Happy
Thanks,
Hey,
guys.
Nice long one. Hey.
There you go.
That was cool.
That was great. Thanks.
Quite welcome. David, you got one for them?
No, but I have a reference. You know, back in 2005, I had papillary thyroid carcinoma, and Leanie and David, who always come through when there's medical things going on in my family, Leanie sent me her cassette series, Stress-Free Surgery.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
That was really
Perfect.
helpful for me getting through, you know, if a singer's got to have surgery, you know, where's the last place you want to have it? Which is where I had it, right on the throat there. And I did beautifully. The the nurse who was prepping me was a male nurse just in the pre-op room. He was 7 feet tall, Russian guy. And I said, "Excuse me for asking. I'm a big basketball fan. Have you ever played basketball?" He says, "Well, as a matter of fact, I was on the Los Angeles Lakers for a short while." I said, "Really?" I'm a big pro basketball fan. He said, "Yes. It was during the time when Wilt Chamberlain played, and they needed someone 7 feet tall to guard him in practice, and that was me."
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
What was his name?
Alexei Barbakov. I don't know.
Good one.
But it calmed me down. It's like, oh, my basketball brothers are watching out for me as I headed into this road surgery, you know, so it was kind of a neat thing, along with the cassette
Well,
series.
you know he's got good coordination, right?
Yeah, it was beautiful. It really calmed me down. As funny as that sounds, it was sort of like, you know, my brothers were watching over me, my basketball.
Well, it's great that you recover from that, David. I mean, as a singer and a speaker, that's about the worst thing, the most challenging thing that happened. It must have scared the heck out of you.
The voice comes in handy, you know.
Yeah, I remember, I don't know if you know Antje Duvakot, David, but she, good friend of mine, singer-songwriter from Boston, she had what turned out to be a benign tumor on her vocal cords. And she was so obviously terrified, and she actually recorded, like she bought this vocal mic and did this whole setup in her home where she just recorded like everything she could think of, because she
While
was
she
like,
still had her voice.
what if this is it? And like, thank God she was fine. But so like, the existential fear of that would.
Let me go out on a limb here. Leanie, this is your birthday, right? If you'd like to make a request that I still know how to play, and I will freely tell you if I don't, this is your shot.
Uh-huh.
Now that makes it a very limited pool of songs to pull from.
Well, that's an easy one. May the Light of Love.
Oh,
I think
okay.
you know that one.
Hey, a little news on this. I got an email, you guys, anybody who's old like I am, I got an email the other day from George Grove. Anybody know that name?
Too young.
40 years. In the Kingston Trio. He's now in a newer form of trio called the Folk Legacy Trio. They played their first live concert in over a year in Las Vegas this past Saturday night. And they are performing this song in their show and making a video of a virtual choir doing this little old song of mine.
Fantastic.
So happy birthday, Leni, with all my love. As we come around to take our places at the table, a moment to remember and reflect upon our wealth. Here's to loving friends and family, and here's to being able to gather here together in good company and health. And may we be released from all those feelings that would harm us. May we have the will to give them up and get them gone. For heavy are those satchels, full of anger and false promise. May we have the strength to put them down. May the light of love be shining deep within your spirit. May the torch of mercy clear the path and show the way. May the horn of plenty sound so everyone can hear it. May the light of love be with you every day. And may we wish the best for everyone that we encounter. May we swallow pride, and may we do away with fear. For it's only what we do not know that we have grown afraid of, and only what we do not choose to hear. May the light of love be shining deep within your spirit, and may the torch of mercy clear the path and show the way. May the horn of plenty sound so everyone can hear it. May the light of love be with you every day, every day. And as we bless our daily bread and drink our day's libations, may we be reminded of the lost and wayward soul, the hungry and the homeless that we have in every nation. Oh, may we fill each empty cup and bowl. May nothing ever come between or threaten to divide us. May we never take for granted all the gifts that we receive, being ever mindful of the unseen hands that guide us and the miracles that cause us to believe. May the light of love be shining deep within your spirit. May the torch of mercy clear the path and show the way. May the horn of plenty sound so everyone can hear it. May the light of love be with you every day. Happy birthday, Leni. May you have a whole lot more. May the light of love be with you every day.
Thank you. The light of love is with me every day.
Yeah, that was beautiful. David, do you remember not long after your surgery, we drove up to Clearwater to see you at the Unity, where Sue Krupa presented you at a concert there in the big hall. There must have been 400 or 500 people.
Yeah.
And you that was the first appearance you had after the surgery. It was really something special.
Yeah, I remember that. It was called Apazapalooza. It was the first show of New Thought artists, and I was with 3 other artists.
Yeah.
It was Greg Tamblyn, Karen Taylor-Good, and Janice Stanfield, I believe.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Just come off of thyroid surgery, and I had called up to say I wasn't coming because they told me that, that I had to lay low and I had a butterfly bandage across my throat. And it was the first show I would ever have had to cancel in my whole career due to medical reasons. But they said, and we were going to take turns. It was in the round. Sue and all the gang said, we want you to come anyway, whether you can sing or not. And when comes your turn, one of us will sing one of your songs.
Nice.
How great is that?
That's great.
just before I got down there, my surgeon called and said, "Hey, I had a lot of people send a lot of good thoughts my way. Uh, you're good to go. You can start singing. I don't know. You're looking really good. I don't know what you're doing, but you're okay to sing." And so I croaked out my songs that night, as I recall, and it was
Yeah,
they still have a
That's great.
yeah.
it was great.
It was great. May the Love is a song that we have sung for around our Thanksgiving table for probably over 20 years now, maybe close to 25 years. And I know there are many families across the country that do the same.
And we have it all printed out, and whoever's at our table sings along.
Yeah, they sing along.
I'll have to contact my Indian book publishers to see if I can get some rupees out of you guys.
Be our pleasure.
Oh,
my
that's
God.
beautiful.
Thanks very much.
Oh yeah, David, that was beautiful. I just want to say, I don't know if you've considered, but that would be a perfect chorale song for like a chorus, a high school chorus, a college chorus, church chorus.
Yeah.
But I just hear that as a choral type of the thing. It'd be really beautiful. Have you done a version of that, or considered writing out 4 parts, or need any help doing that?
No, other people have written out 4 parts, and as I said, the Kingston Trio is going to do a virtual choir with a whole bunch of singers coming up, or the new Legacy Trio, I should say. And that's very exciting. I think one of the guys is from the Diamonds, another guy from either the Limelighters or a group like that, and George Grove, a 40-plus year member of the Kingston Trio. I must admit,
Fantastic.
I'm leaning more towards Peter, Paul, and Mary than the Kingston Trio back in those days, and Simon and Garfunkel. But, nowadays, the victories in folk music are kind of few and far between. Kingston
Indeed.
Trio guy covering my song,
Take it.
it was a Grammy.
Absolutely. No, that's beautiful.
That's great.
Beautiful. Well, Alice, should we tell the folks about Cordial? I mean, they all know about it, but we've been
so-
keeping it a secret, so now let's let it out.
I know, we have to save it for the party now. So, folks, we have a wonderful sponsor who you've definitely heard about if you've been watching the show. You all know the drill, but we are sponsored by a instrument cable manufacturer, Mike Cable, company called Cordial Cables USA. And these are German engineered, 99.9% copper, really excellent quality mic and instrument cables. And David, since you are our guest, you actually get one for free, including a t-shirt, a really nice t-shirt.
Nice
so you
t-shirt.
get to pick a mic cable or an instrument cable, and we are going to be able to give one away to somebody tonight in the audience. So
All of our cables that we're using are Cordial. We've got these white mic cables and different color instrument cables, and they're really good. By the way, lifetime guarantee. So this literally, and I'm sure you've had cables that break either before, during, or after a show. Lifetime guarantee. Anything happens to this cable, send it back and send you another one. So
yeah, and the way we're choosing the winner tonight is we picked a number between 1 and 100. It's not 1 and it's not 100.
And I picked a
one of the
number,
other
so
ones.
read my mind. Read my mind.
Well, I gotta interject here. How can you not give the cord to the birthday girl? And since I know she doesn't need one, she can give it to me so I can have a mic, cord, and a guitar. Oh, never mind.
Well, let's see if she picks a number, David. We have to be fair, because there are people who've been on every week and they're dying.
They're
dying to win a chord.
And, so a lot of you commented on the sound tonight, and thank you. We've put a lot of time into trying to get the sound right.
Sure
It
have.
does vary week to week, I feel like, depending on what the internet gods have given us that week. But if it sounds good, it's partly because we've got these cables running through everything and just reducing the amount of resistance and just making it sound as clean as we can. So thanks, Mike at Cordial. I think I saw him on there, but maybe he disappeared again.
So, folks, send in your numbers. Those of you still on the chat, we get to see who you are. Still got a couple of minutes. Alice, you gonna do a song?
Yeah.
What you got?
I want you to get your
Should
bass.
get my bass? Okay, I'll do that. You know why?
Because you a bass player.
Because I can, yeah.
Got to take advantage of that.
Yeah, I love doing it.
And I want to mention, I will be back in Boston visiting my family. Pretty soon I'm headed back in a couple weeks, and I'll be doing a show solo. I thought of this because it's sad that Freebo won't be there to play bass with me, but
Sad. Oh, so
I
sad.
will be holding it down on my own at Club Passim, and it's going to be a live streaming show from the club, and I'm really excited to do that. So there will be like 3 audience members. One of them will be my mom, and you all can tune in on the internet. So it'll be on Club Passim's Facebook page and YouTube, and that is Saturday, May 22nd. So just want to make sure you all know that. And Freebo and I have a bunch of live dates coming up at the end of July, and actually kind of through July.
End of June into July and August, yeah.
Starting in Chicago and going all around the country by car, since we are going to be in Muscle Shoals recording my second full-length record in July, and I'm so excited. So keep an eye out. If you're not on our mailing lists, it's a great time to sign up, because we're both going to be sending out announcements about all of those dates pretty soon. So if you go to my website, you can find that mailing list, sign up, and yeah, you could also shoot Freebo an email and he'll add you.
Freebo at freebomusic.com. Freebo, P-H-R-I-E-B-E-A-U-X. Just kidding.
I'm going to play a song.
All right.
Every night I have the strangest dream. All these ghosts are talking to me, laid down in my bed, and I can hardly sleep. Got these homeland blues, got a hold of me. Well, I went over to my cousin's house to see if we couldn't figure it out. He said it's plain to see you got them homeland blues. Well, what hope have I got if what you're saying is true? And I got them homeland blues. Don't you know I got them homeland blues? Said I got them homeland blues. Honey, pull over, I got them homeland blues. The sooner I book my ticket, the sooner I'll come running back to you. I asked my mother, do you know what I mean? She could hardly look up at me, had her eyes to her paper, and I knew she had them too. Had her eyes on her coffee, and I knew she had them too. Have you ever missed something that you never even had? You're down so low and you feel so bad. That's when you know you got them homeland blues. That's when you know that you got them homeland blues. And I got them homeland blues. Don't you know I got them homeland blues? Said I got them homeland blues. Honey, pull over, I got them homeland blues. The sooner I book my ticket, the sooner I'll come running back to you. Take it away. All distracted by the night we had, I sat down on the curb, nursing my homeland blues. I'm half out in the street and I'm nursing my homeland blues. My American soul gets lonely sometimes. Take a walk and it clears my mind, and I hold you tight to shake those homeland blues. Yes, I hold on tight and I shake my homeland blues. And I got them homeland blues. Don't you know I got them homeland blues? Said I got them homeland blues. Try to tell you I got them homeland blues. The sooner I book my ticket, the sooner I'll come running back to you. If home is where I left it, the sooner I'll come running back to you. Thanks, everybody. Man, I'm excited to play a show where I don't have to put headphones on after I'm done.
You can't see.
You really lose that like sweet little moment of feeling your feelings when it's done, when you gotta put your earbuds in real quick. Thanks, y'all.
I saw you playing along there, David.
I
A
saw
little
that
uke.
too.
Did you catch that minor two chord?
Beauty of the mute button, you know. I was playing in the key of R sharp, so there were no wrong notes whatsoever.
R, is that the key that pirates play in?
It's a pirate key.
Sharp.
Arg.
Aw, cool.
Hey, does anybody have a question or a
Yeah.
request for David?
Whoa.
Don't all raise your hands at once now. Think about
Lynn
it.
is trying to-
Lynn. Hi, Lynn. How you doing?
Hey, Freebo. David, did I know you from Omega?
I was the artist in residence there for years in the 90s, and leaked over into some catalog courses in the 2000s. Yes.
Okay, I thought so. Good.
Oh
Nice
my
to
gosh.
see you again.
Yeah, I was I wrote stirring songs like "Hello Marvin," "Hello Lola," "Camp Granola," "Campus bright and invigorating." Everybody walks around here meditating, doing yoga in an all-white cotton toga, and the food here, you should try it. Only problem is I can't identify it. Anyway, it wasn't like that, you know, and it was
Yeah.
a big orientation song there for years and years and years. So yes, wow, good memory. I had long dark curly hair and, you know, all kinds of stuff that I don't have anymore.
So did I, David.
I'm at one with my oneness.
You
I guess
gotta
that's the only
be.
way to be, right? Hey, I would like to announce the winner of
Oh,
the
we have a
Cordial
winner?
Cable giveaway, and I'm so happy that it is this person. I mean, I'm happy, whoever you are, but whenever you win, I am happy. But this particular person
Who's
has
that?
been so generous to us, and his name is Joseph Level from Texas. Joseph.
Oh, yeah.
Joseph, you guessed the number 42, and our number tonight was
39.
So I hope you're still watching, and we are so happy that you won tonight.
Hmm.
And thanks for the sweet note and the really
Wonderful
generous
gift.
donation that you sent us.
Very,
in the
very
mail.
sweet.
We so
Thank you.
appreciate you. I actually sent you a note. I hope you got it. But congratulations. And
Hey
we
Joe,
Great.
good to know you're in here, Joe. I know Joe too.
Yes. And we will get in touch and make sure to get you that cable. So
That's excellent.
excellent.
Can I ask a question to David?
Yes.
Of course.
Hi,
Hi,
everyone.
Thomas.
Good evening. Hey, David, it's nice to hear your music tonight. Thank you for sharing. I love that song about the immigrants and about we're all one. It was really meaningful. And what's the name of that song? I'd like to Google it and download it or whatever.
Yeah, Thomas, there's a beautiful video that this film company out in LA made of it. The song is called Home of the Brave. But if you Google that, you'll get about 800 pages. But if you add immigrants, pilgrims, and refugees to that, you'll find an amazing video made by Sherry Hersey and Rick Collings. World-class video, using footage of people throughout the ages in search of a better life and willing to hit the road to find it somewhere else. So it's a moving video they made of our song. And they were there that night when we played it for the first time back in February of 2017.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it, and I'm going to play it again. I'll share it with others. Hey, David, if your mom is around, did she ever play in New York at a nightclub called the San Suzanne? No?
No, but one of her great distinctions was that she sang Take Me Out to the Ball Game at the 7th inning of 81 Chicago Cubs home games in 1947 with the Lou Diamond Trio.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
I wish there were videos of that.
Yeah. Before the days of Harry Carey.
Oh yeah, well before. But the one band did all 81 home games, So.
Wow.
David, do you have memories of being in the nightclub with your father as a youth?
Yeah, as a youth, there's a photo you can also find on the internet of me and my sister sitting in Jimmy Durani's lap at my dad's nightclub at the Chez Paris.
Wow.
So that's one. And I have some memories, but we were not awed by their fame. They were it was kind of like, most old people were to like 3 and 4-year-old kids, smelly old man, Happened to be one of the greatest entertainers who ever lived, and one of the most skillful singers for my money, and just proof that anybody, can get the attention of the world. A beautiful man, a beautiful, beautiful soul. But there was Sophie Tucker and Sinatra and Tony Bennett and Nat King Cole and Sammy Davis and Joey Bishop used to sleep on our sofa, like all the folk singers.
Oh my God.
Wow.
A couch surfer.
Wow.
Frank Sinatra too?
No, he could afford a hotel room.
Can you sing nice at the Shea?
No, I don't have my my artillery with me here, David. That would have a piano and too much of the beautiful time that Freebo and Alice have already shared with me. But I do a monthly internet concert. If you guys want to know, drop me a line at davidrothmusic@gmail.com, and all shall be revealed, including my rafting trip in Idaho, which still has a few spots at the end of August. Baby boomer friendly, remote Idaho. 30 of us go over 75 miles of the main stem of the Salmon River, camping, paddling, and singing by campfire every night.
Paddling upstream, David?
Oh, it's all downstream, man, all downstream. And 3 meals a day, happy hour, campfire singing, and the most beautiful scenery I've ever seen, in my travel. So.
That sounds wonderful.
Oh, it sounds incredible. Yeah, the Salmon River. Yeah, wow.
That's great.
Hey, a couple people, my friend Terry Moody asked where you live. He lives on the Cape. You live in Orleans, right, David?
Orleans, yeah.
Yeah, cool. I think he's fairly close by. And
he said Sandwich.
Sandwich, right. How far is Sandwich from you?
It's about as far as you could go without a passport on Cape Cod.
Oh, really? I thought you were going to say from your plate to your mouth, but no.
Okay.
Sorry about
Should we do another song before we close things up?
Yeah.
Here? Who would like to be that lucky person to sing a
I
song?
don't know. Why don't we get a request from the audience here? See if anybody knows any of our songs.
This is Tara.
Hey, Tara, how you doing?
It's good to see you, David. And
Tara, my love.
I love you all. I tuned in late, so I don't know if you guys talked about the collaboration on To the Light. Did David get to sing his version?
I don't think David has a version. I don't think he does. Nor does James Lee Stanley have a version. Severn's got a wonderful version, as do I.
Well, maybe that'd be a nice way for you to end, Freebo.
I guess we could do that. Yeah, there were a couple. And by the way, I see Joseph was on there, and again, congratulations, Joseph. That I'm glad that you could use a cable. The only one you'll ever need, 10 foot, 20 foot. This is a 10-footer I have here. This nice orange one. They have lovely day-glow
Matches my shirt
colors.
perfectly.
This one, it sure does. They got a nice green one and a yellow one. The 20-footers are nice too.
Do you want to play that song?
I could play that song, but I'll have to take this out. Why don't you entertain the folks while I get
Oh
my
my
guitar?
goodness. Entertain them. I don't know how to do that.
Okay.
I don't know any jokes or
You don't have to
anything,
tell a
you
joke.
know.
Just
Let's see.
Say how nice it was to have David on here. How's
It
that?
was so nice to have David on here.
Hey, throw me a crumb, would you?
David, thank you for coming in and just being willing, even though you're on the road, you're visiting your mom, you don't have your gear. I think it sounded great tonight, which is good to know. In a pinch, you can just set up your laptop and it works. We could
I just
hear
wanted
every
to
word.
quickly say hello to David and you too.
Hi,
And
Storm.
let folks know that the People's Music Network for Songs of Freedom Struggle will be online in the beginning of June for our
Great.
summer gathering.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
I want to give a shout out to something I also see, Storm, at the Daily Antidote of Song, which has been a project that has been running for over 365 days, every single day at noon Eastern Time. Our friend Joe Rassi and the Washington Rebels have led a sing-along song online for anywhere from 50 to 100 people on Zoom and many more on Facebook. She brings in, and the whole series is based on positive social change. So she brings in great song leaders who teach sing-along songs. At 12 o'clock noon.
Joe Jenks is the co-leader and Elise Switt this week.
This week, yeah. Last week was the Institute of Musical Traditions, and I've had the pleasure of leading, many songs over the last few months. It's so great. It's just such a great project. Tune in. Just go to Daily Antidote of Song in your Google and click right on the Zoom link at 12 noon, which would be 9 a.m. in California, and any day of the week, and meet a most remarkable community.
Cool. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. Okay, Tara, this is for you. I've heard it said the earth looks peaceful when it's seen from outer space. Such a pretty place for you and me. How do we hear the wisdom of the crickets in the night, singing out of sight from way down here, where there's only right or wrong? Why can't we just try to get along? I've heard it said there's 100 billion galaxies of light lighting up the night for you and me. We could be just as peaceful as the earth from outer space, living in a place of harmony. Oh, such a lovely sound. Why do we put one another down? Just consider that there is no wrong or right, and consider that there is no black or white. There are always shades of gray to help us find our way to the light. I've heard it said every culture has a history in stone,
dances of their own they like to do. Wouldn't you?
Wouldn't you
Like to be accepted just the way you are? Is that really hard to see? Couldn't we find a way to understand and blow away that line in the sand? Just consider that there is no wrong or right, and consider that there is no black or white. There are always shades of gray to help us find our way to the light.
to the light?
To the light. Dee dee dee. Dee dee dee. Dee dee dee. Dee dee dee, dee dee dee, dee dee dee. There are always shades of gray to help us find our way to the light.
To the light.
To the light. To the light.
To the light.
To the light. I've heard it said,
I've heard it said,
the earth looks peaceful when it's seen from outer space. Such a pretty place for you and me. For you and me.
for you and me,
For you and me.
for you and me.
For you and me. For you and me.
That's a beautiful song. Now, David, I think I've heard you sing that song. Didn't you sing it at the Folky Monkey with Joe Rathburn?
I probably did.
No, to David. She
I
said.
sing it as often as I can because I
said-
love the song.
She says to David.
No, I'm talking about David.
Oh, David, did you ever do you sing that song?
I have sung that song. You know, it's been a while, but that's a good chance I could have done that at the Folky Monkey.
Wow, I've never heard you do that. I would love to hear you do that sometime.
Okay, let's do it together.
That would be very interesting.
That'd be great.
Harmony. We could sing harmony.
I'd
Oh
like to
yeah,
do
I was
that.
on the third part with you guys the whole time.
Were you?
Ooh,
Too bad we couldn't all have heard it.
I know.
Yeah.
Next
Hi,
time.
Carolyn. Next time.
Well, everybody, thank you for being here with us for another week. It has been our pleasure to spend
sure
this time
has.
with you. And Carolyn, by the way, I did see your request. I'm going to do it for you next week, I promise.
What was her request?
She asked for a case of you.
Oh,
I'll save it.
will you join us
I'm
next
all
week,
tuckered
Carolyn?
out.
No, that would be great. Next week we have the wonderful, if you don't know who he is, Tom Prasada Rao.
Oh,
Is going to be our guest next week. Tom is just a wonderful singer, songwriter, producer, instrumentalist, as good as it gets. Just a beautiful, pure voice, beautiful, pure human being, really, and
Yeah.
got a great story. Went through a pretty serious health challenge recently and overcame it. Came out the other side, and
thank
he's as
God.
good as ever. And we've got some wonderful people coming up.
We
We've got
are.
Wendy Waldman will be with us. Leland Sklar,
We just confirmed.
a great bass player.
yesterday.
Lee Sklar played on, I think, as I understand it, probably more songs than any other bass player in history. I would not be surprised. Fantastic player.
Yes, and our last week is going to be Mary Gaucher and Jamie Harris. That's going to be June 16th. Really excited about that. And I saw, Anne, your comment. I would love to have Fuzzbee. It's been really hard to get together and set all the equipment up in person. It's like a whole, Fuzzbee is an amazing guitarist.
Sure is.
Multi-instrumentalist. He's played on so much of both of our recorded music, including a couple tracks that I hope to release will be out this year as singles, one on a compilation record and one as an individual song of mine. But yeah, we just haven't quite gotten our like trio set up together, but we down the road I'm sure we will do a streaming show with Fuzzbee. We're actually, because I'm going to be back east for 3 Wednesdays, we're going to be separated, so we've had to sort of curtail our like expectations on our guests a little bit. It's going to be a little different while I'm back home for those 3 shows.
Hey,
but
maybe I'll get Fuzzbee in here.
Maybe
to play
you should
with
get
me.
Fuzzbee to
Maybe
come
I'll do
over.
that.
And then I can. Oh, that'd be so cool.
Fuzzbee, have you been vaccinated?
He
Very
can take
important.
my spot. I know he
have.
has. I know he has.
Okay.
That's a really good idea.
I might do that. Hey, Fuzz, come on, join us.
Anyway,
Freebo, quick question, may I?
Sure.
Freebo, is it possible if Fuzzbee takes Alice's place, Alice could be the guest artist?
Well, except that that's an interesting idea. Actually, I think Alice is going to have her own guest that we're working on, maybe for the second time, having Vance Gilbert, because she's going to be in Boston and Vance is in Boston. We don't know if he'll accept or not. This is just a wish list to have them in the same room, which would be, I don't know if I'll be able to get a word in edgewise, but that's okay. I'll be highly entertained, no doubt.
Hey, Shanna in a dress got a lot of press on NPR the last week. You guys know about that?
I didn't. I noticed that Shanna was on our feed a second ago. Maybe she's still with us.
Oh, Shanna, are you there? She's been getting a bunch of press from NPR this week, and I think they even did a live stream with her.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Yeah. Do you guys know about the Rainbow Girls?
Oh, yeah. We love the Rainbow Girls.
We love them. They're friends of ours. We tried to get them on Inside Live, but we couldn't. They were in too high of demand, as they should be, because they're amazing. We love them. We hope to do a show with them in person in California sometime.
Oh my God! They're really nice. One thing wonderful. I just want to tell you, Rory Block and Rob Davis are using Cordial cables, and they raved about them this week.
Excellent.
I wanted to share that with Mike if he's on.
That's great.
Well, I because we gave we gave Rory one from when she was on the show, so I guess she was impressed enough to order some more. That's wonderful.
We have been spreading the good word. Yeah, thank you, Thomas. And
I see that Carolyn wanted to say something.
Yeah, Carolyn.
Wait, you're muted, Carolyn. Can't hear you. Oh, there you are.
Now, A Case of You. Of course, you know, I just absolutely adore it. And I wanted to share with you, Tom knows, I'm deaf, nearly completely deaf, 88% in one ear, 92 in the other, my right ear. I've had these old hearing aids forever, lost one at Walmart, down to hardly hearing you guys at all. I have these state-of-the-art hearing aids that hook up to your iPhone that can do all of these wonderful things, and I can tweak and move sound around, and I hear like it's real sound. I mean, and That's A Case amazing. Of You was the first song I heard, and I'm almost ready to cry. It's the first song I heard after receiving these wonderful gifts. I'm in awe. You guys sound even better when I can hear.
I'm so happy to hear that, and I saw that you had written that to me, and I just think I'm so happy for you. Congratulations, and I'm honored that that song could be your re-entry to full hearing.
Yeah.
What are those called, by the way, in case somebody listening tonight?
They're made by Starkey Communications.
Yeah.
STARKEY. And they're really state of the art. They're not the old type used to be amplifiers. These are digital, and it reproduces the sound in each ear and then balances it so it's like real sound. Wow. Before it was an amplifier and left, an amplifier on the right, and it had two settings. loud and softer, and you couldn't get a really good balance of true hearing. And this automatically feeds that information through a computer chip that's extremely tiny, and the wire goes into the inside of the ear and balances that sound like true
That's
hearing.
fantastic. Is that what you're wearing now?
No. These tiny little things are what I'm wearing now.
Wow.
Oh.
That's so wonderful.
Hmm.
They're
Thank you
tiny.
for sharing that.
And then you
they're wonderful.
so you put,
I can't thank them enough.
Hmm.
I can't thank them
see.
enough.
Hmm.
I can't hear I got grandchildren sleeping in the next room, so that's why I have the headphones on.
Yeah.
What's the brand called again?
Starkey Communications, STARKEY.
Made by Ringo Starr, right?
Oh, that's an interesting one. Yeah.
I feel like.
Hey, who knows?
Why not?
Oh, that's wonderful. By the way, Mike at Cordial, I see you got kicked off Zoom, couldn't get back on, but once again, thank you for your support, for everything, and we'll be sending you David's information so you can send him a T-shirt. I'm guessing a large, David? They're great T-shirts, by the way. They not only look good, they really feel good, and they fit great. I love my Cordial T-shirt. Hopefully Mike will send me another one.
Ooh, look at that.
David, do you have any closing thoughts?
Oh, you got your Cordial one. Oh, there you go. Is that blue?
Oh, Sue's got her shirt on.
Yeah. Oh, that's really nice. Mine is black.
I think it's the same color.
Is it? Maybe. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's black. Black.
Uh-huh. Oh, just the way the light is.
Yeah.
Were you
It's
were
so
one of
soft.
You were one of our first winners, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's great.
2
What'd you do
times.
with your cable? Oh, that's right. Twice. You gave one away?
Gave one to my son. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice.
Yes.
Excellent.
Hi, Sue.
That's great.
Hi.
Well, once again, happy birthday to Leanie.
I was going to let David have any closing thoughts, but you started talking about
Well,
Sue's
the T-shirt, and again, want to wish Leanie happy birthday. And David, thank you for letting us know about that, because probably Leanie wouldn't have let us know on her own. So thank you for doing that. I see that. See the nod, indeed. And what were you going to say for David?
I think my wife Trisha just got on Facebook or something, and I had the time or the night wrong, and like came in at the very end. So I want to sing one chorus for her because she really likes the Yes song. I'm really glad the word I said was yes. I'm really glad the word I said was yes. When I think of all the things I might have missed, I'm really glad the word I said was yes.
Oh, yes.
I'm glad I said yes to you guys, even on short
Oh,
notice.
thank you, David. And just let your wife, let Tricia know that obviously she can watch and listen to this again on my Facebook page, on your Facebook page. This is on your Facebook page, right?
It's all archived.
Yeah, it's all archived, so tell her to check it out. Hopefully she'll enjoy it, and lots of love to you, Trish.
Yes. All right. That's about it.
That's it. We'll see you next week with Tom Prasada Rao.
Yeah.
Please join us.
Thank
Tell
you,
your
David
friends you
Roth.
really enjoy it.
See
Thank
you
you.
guys next week. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Lane,
you.
we'll,
Great.
we'll work on Midwestern Pennsylvania, okay? See if we can make that happen.
All right.
Excellent.
See you guys later.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, David.
My pleasure. Fun.
Ours too. Thank
See
you,
you
buddy.
later.